serious situation is developing along the west coast next couple of days with very heavy rain expected in Southern California that could lead to potentially catastrophic flash flooding in the area tomorrow. And right now we have kind of a lull in the action on the west coast and a quick hitting system moving through the northeast with some snow going on here, right? And so that's about it for the majority of the nation. Good morning. My name is Tim Ealer. I hope you all doing well this morning. Like my video if you like it. Subscribe. And I appreciate all the support and I hope you all have a good day today. So let's get started. So what do we have going on this morning? Well, we got this. This is the European model output showing the system out along the east coast here and the west coast, right? Depicting it pretty well with the low pressure off the coast here, off the west coast. And if we move this forward a little bit, the system in the northeast moves up pretty quickly. And I'll go over the snowfall amounts for one area up there in a minute. You see northern New England into Maine could get some heavy snow into tonight, into tomorrow morning as the system moves out. And then you see along the west coast what happens here. The floodgates open literally deep, fetch of moisture straight into the Southern California all the way up into pretty much all of the west coast with some heavy snow as well. And you can see the 540 line is right along the coast here. There's a boundary with this moisture just streaming northward, right? So the system on the east coast moves out and we move forward here. Another system moves along the west coast. Another quick hitting system maybe goes through the northeast here, although not highly impacting Christmas Day. Christmas Day travel is going to be nearly impossible with a deep low, surface low right offshore here. Just stalled out. Streaming moisture into the California area, right? Finally, that moisture feed is cut off. And you have another low potentially developing offshore here on Saturday, bringing some more snow to the northeast with some cold temps. And then up into Alaska, all along Canada and the northern U.S. getting in on this cold and snow. Get a little reprieve along the west coast. The Aleutian low is it's kind of displaced at this time. You have maybe a high pressure right here and another low up north here. It looks like a stronger system pushing through the northeast with rainfall pushing pretty far north here, right? Very strong system here with a push of cold air. And what looks like another low, upper level low pushing in. But you see further out here, this is towards the beginning of the month. This low is dropping to the north here. It looks like the beginning of another potentially very impactful event towards the beginning of January. And a couple different lows rotating through here. It looks like a clipper system, the northeast, pretty far north, but the 540, the cold air is already in place here. So we could have another cold push of air pushing through the northeast here at the end of the period. How's this going to reflect in temperatures for the continental U.S.? Let's go to a different layer here. United States. Bring this up. So, near record temps in the central U.S. Right? pushing to the east here. This is nearing Christmas time, right? But this is 850 millibars, okay? So this isn't surface. So let's look at the surface temps. You see approaching 80 degrees for a good portion of the nation in the south here. Up to the north, cold air is kind of bottled up there, right? You see the cold air hangs on in the northeast, and it stays that way, okay? It stays warm in the south, approaching 90 degrees here in Texas right after Christmas. Cold air spilling down to the east of the Rockies. A cold front pushing through later in the period. Some potentially really pretty cold air here towards the end of the year, the beginning of 2026. Then you have another Arctic push of cold air with that low, like I showed you, coming through, and a cold, driving another cold front to the south here. So definitely trending colder, especially along the East Coast in the long term. So yeah, so Northeast is probably going to remain either at average or below normal temperatures, and the return of moisture to the West Coast after a brief break. As far as total rainfall goes, you can see the highest amounts right here in Southern California through the right after Christmas, right? Potentially for between maybe 6, 8, 10 inches of rain here right in the Southern California. And if we go a little bit further in with this, go to the Southwest U.S., you can see, yeah, that's crazy. And I'll go over the excessive rainfall outlook in a minute, but that's really dangerous situation tomorrow. Heavy snow is also predicted in the Sierra Nevada range up in the Cascades and some lighter amounts in the Northeast through Christmas time. This is 48-hour snowfall totals approaching a couple feet, 4 feet in the Sierra Nevada range. And the Northeast could, up into Maine, could get potentially 12 to 16 inches of snow. Out west here, the Cascades and the Sierra Nevada really getting in on it. And further out on the 27th, expecting potentially more snow along the East Coast here. You see the amounts still pretty high here in the Sierra Nevada range and streaming into the some areas of the Rockies. And thankfully, we get a reprieve along the West Coast for a little while, and we talked about that. And maybe some more snowfall in the Northeast and the lake effect favorite areas toward the end of the period. So, when we look at 850 millibar temperatures, you can kind of tell us where the temperatures are going to be at the surface. And this is a map showing the potential records here, approaching record maximum, starting, let's see, so 0900, 0600Z, see approaching record maximum, right? And the records continue to break here in Intermountain West. And this moves further to the east here through Christmas time. We're approaching record high temperatures again the day after Christmas. So, and further on through the 27th, 28th, we see the colder air minimum records may fall. Looks like where, the cold boundary here is. right? And thankfully, those warm temps move out. And then you have above normal temps along the west coast potentially, and below normal temps along the east coast. So quite a little flip flop there towards the end of the period with potential records. Then you have potential records here further west, and then you have even a better chance of records falling here further out as another cold push pushes through. So, for people who would say that, you know, it's going to be warm the whole time because of La Nina, that's not correct. We get pushes of cold air in the northeast, and if these models play out right, it's going to happen towards the end of the month and towards the beginning of January. So here are the current hazards. We have a flood watch along the northwest, Northern California today. Some winter storm warnings in the Sierra Nevada range. Some winter weather advisories. Avalanche warnings here. Oh man, I'm not laughing because it's funny. Just I haven't seen that before. Just from the heavy snow load there in parts of Idaho, Montana. Weird. We got a immediate evacuation, immediate warning. Hazardous material explosion potential in Arkansas near. See, I can't see the city here. Jasper, Arkansas. Okay. If you're in that area, I suggest you listen to your radio there. Okay. And heat evacuation warnings. Got some dense fog advisories. Excuse me, in different areas here in the deep south, just because of stagnant air. Rip current potential on the east coast of Florida here, and winter weather advisories up here in the northeast. Now, as far as excessive rainfall, we take these hazards off, okay? All right. So for today, we have marginal risk in a large portion of California with a slight risk of excessive rainfall. You see the flash flood guidance within 25 miles of a point in the yellow areas here. So, and we see the moisture associated with it and rainfall potential here for today. So this is going to really increase in intensity as today goes on. Now, going back to the excessive rainfall. This is serious, guys, okay? High risk. And the WPC doesn't put high risk here very often. So 5+ standard deviations above the mean, extremely heavy rainfall, okay? So widespread 4 to 7 inches of totals with isolated max amounts of 9 inches plus. Okay, so hourly rates of 0.5 to 1.5 inches per hour. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on this. Big Bear City, Lake Arrowhead, Little Creek, Arcadia, El Monte, San Fernando. Right the northern part of Los Angeles, so kind of ending in West Hollywood, with a moderate risk in the rest of the area there, all the way over to Santa Barbara, right, and Solvang. And pretty much the rest of the state, including Las Vegas, Nevada, parts of Arizona, Utah, are in excessive rainfall probabilities here. And the slight risk is maintained further north here as well. You look at the total moisture precip totals associated with it. This may be overdone here, underdone, but they talked about possibly 7-8 inches of rain here tomorrow. So just a bad situation here. Okay. Day 3, precip amounts still pretty heavy in Southern California, but the most heaviest precip will be in the California mountains. Excessive rainfall outlook, still slight risk for a good portion of California, with a marginal risk all the way into parts of Arizona, covering Los Angeles, near Phoenix, Prescott, St. George, and all those areas. Okay. If we go to day 4 and 5, Los Angeles is back in it. And this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. This is after Christmas, right? So California mountains, Sierra Nevada, most of Southern California here, and approaching Las Vegas. Thankfully, day 5 we don't have excessive rainfall outlook right now, so that's good, right? As far as severe weather, we have general thunderstorms expected into parts of California today, into South Texas, and then tomorrow and the next day we have the chance of marginal risk of tornadoes, high winds, and hail in California, right? You see these threats here. And then for day 3, we maintain a marginal risk of severe weather in the Southern California with general thunderstorms in your Mountain West, all on the West Coast and Las Vegas here. Here are the key messages for the atmospheric river. This was issued yesterday, December 22nd. You can read this. We talked about this pretty much. Chance of at least moderate winter storm impacts, near 100% here in the California mountains. Strong winds, high risk of flash flooding, urban flooding, widespread rainfall over the next 2-3 days. So this is the holiday week forecast for Middle Georgia. Decreasing clouds today, high in the 60s to 70s with lows in the 40s tonight. Christmas Eve, high 73 to 78, lows in the 40s to low 50s. Christmas Day, 73 to 78, near 80 degrees, lows in the 50s. Friday, pretty much rinse and repeat. Slight chance of rain, parts of North Georgia today, with mild temperatures and very warm daytime temps. So the potential for records exists, and we talked about this. Current forecast, high temperatures for Christmas Day is 75. So in Atlanta, there's a 77% chance of a new record high on Christmas and an 80% chance of record high on Christmas Eve. So record high 75 in 2015 will likely be broken in the coming days. Again, for today, highs in the 60s to 70s, partly cloudy. Tonight, highs in the 50s and clear skies. Tomorrow, highs in the 70s to near 80 in South Georgia, clear to partly cloudy up north. As far as the longer term, we're expecting an abrupt cool down Sunday into Monday, and then warming up slightly to near normal temperatures towards the end of the period, but not nearly as warm as it was. So you can see the trend here. And this is ensemble guidance, which could change. And you can see the uncertainty between the blue lines here indicates model uncertainty up until Monday, right? So probably due to when we get arrival of the cold air. As far as snowfall amounts expected in the New York area, my brother lives up here, expecting maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow today. So enough to coat the ground. Likely will melt maybe as the sun rises. So be nice to look at though. And we're gonna have snowfall in the coming days. A few different rounds coming through the Northeast. Now, when we look at the 3 to 7 day hazards outlook, and we talked about this at length already, but you can see where the focus is along the West Coast. Heavy snow The 25th through this 26th generally, right, and heavy precip. All right, so thankfully this will let up for a little while, but looks like it'll start up again towards the end of the period, or the beginning of the month. You see what I'm talking about here? Moderate risk of heavy precip along the northwest coast, and slight risk further south as we get further out. Snow, moderate risk in a lot of areas here. The 30th through the 5th, the 1st through the 3rd. You can see that here. So quite a bit of snowfall expected once again in the west here. Wind probabilities, moderate risk of high winds all in the northwest here, the northern part of the U.S. really, and along the east coast, the 30th through the 31st, with that potential stronger system moving through. Excuse me, parts of Alaska. No hazardous temps expected except for in Alaska, and we've been talking about that. Now here's a 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. We have this shift here with colder temps in the northeast, right? Alaska below normal, Hawaii above normal. Precip chance is still below normal in the southeast, above normal in desert southwest. And this has shifted some too, but still above normal chances possible in the northwest, below normal up into the Midwest and plains here. Above normal maybe up here into Maine. This is interesting because we still have the near normal potential of temperatures here in the northeast along the west coast and into southern Florida. Rest of the nation forecast to be above normal. I think this might change, but we'll see. Below normal in Alaska and above normal here in Hawaii. Precip chances on the increase again for the west coast, the northeast, to the mid-Atlantic, to the southeast, below normal, in between near normal chances, above normal in Hawaii, parts of Alaska, above normal, southern Alaska, below normal chances, right? And we get further out, more uncertain. This was issued 3 days ago. And this may change too, but generally, those forecasts be above normal for most of the U.S., maybe below normal up north here for temperatures, below normal for Alaska, above normal for Hawaii, and forecast to be below normal precip chances here in the south, above normal in the Midwest to Great Lakes area, and of course, can't forget about the Northwest here. That's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and God bless.